Hello and welcome back. My name is Darren Burch. I'm your host. I'm a New Zealand cultural artist. And what am I going to be drawing for you today? Let me think. Chinese gooseberries. Now you're probably wondering, what are Chinese gooseberries? Well, we call them kiwi fruits because they are brown and fluffy and oval shaped, just like our kiwi. Now, the Chinese gooseberries were introduced into New Zealand back in the early 19th century, and they grew very well, especially in the northern parts of the North Island and New Zealand, because of our volcanic fertile soil through Tauranga and Gisborne and so on. But it wasn't until the 70s and 80s they started to export them around the world, and they did very well, and you still see them. Well, I saw some of them selling in a supermarket here. We call it Carrefour in Turkey, and I saw kiwi fruits, but I'm not sure if they grow them here in Turkey and just keep that name, kiwi fruits, or they're being imported from New Zealand. But I did try some, and they didn't taste the same, so I guess they were grown here. But New Zealanders, we also call ourselves Kiwis, and you're probably wondering why. Back in the 19th century, a cartoonist was using our native bird, the kiwi, the flightless native bird, to represent New Zealand as a nation. And it wasn't until World War I all New Zealand soldiers were referred as Kiwis. And ever since then, that nickname has stuck. And now we refer everyone who's a New Zealander a Kiwi. So today, I'm going to be drawing you a kiwi bird. So thank you again for being here. So let's get into it. Now before I start to show you the video, our cat climbs the bench, picks these walnuts up, puts them on the floor and plays with them. Yeah. What are you playing with? See that? It's so funny. While we're trying to sleep at 3 in the morning, she's playing with walnuts in the mornings. Well, it's morning. I did the previous part of the video at night time because I don't like to rush these things. So here we go. But I made sure that I brushed my teeth first and washed my face, and we'll have breakfast later on. But I just want to get this done for you. And the noises you hear in the background is my wife working. So if you hear a sudden beep and some typing, that's my wife. Okay, the kiwi. Now, a kiwi bird. I'm going to use pen so you can see it. Now, a kiwi has a very long beak and has a small head, a neck. It's like a peach shape. Has very strong legs and has claws. I think it has 3, in fact. Now what's unique about the kiwi is a little eye here, and it also has whiskers like a cat. There we go. Now a kiwi, they sleep at night. It's very rarely you see them walking during the day, but they sleep at night and they come out at night time, and with their long beak they dig into the ground or in between the roots of the trees, and they search for bugs and grubs and insects. New Zealand's full of insects. That's what our native birds eat. Now our kiwi is flightless. It used to fly, but it lost the ability to use its wings, so it doesn't have wings anymore. Well, it does, but they're very small. In fact, about that small. Because New Zealand used to be an island full of birds. There were no mammals whatsoever, so it had no predators. So there was no need for the bird to fly. So it started to walk around, as well as other birds like the kakako and takahe and asbins and the moa and the wrens. So there were a lot of birds that decided to walk instead of fly. And when man arrived, Polynesians arrived in New Zealand, a lot of native birds went extinct. And in fact, in the early 19th century, 45 new birds were introduced into New Zealand for sentimental reasons. And because of that, 45 native birds went extinct during a period of a few hundred years, of course. And they also brought cows and sheep and dogs and rats and so on. So there were a lot of predators that would attack the kiwi. Now the kiwi, before it was born, they look after it as a baby because it's just too valuable for animals to attack it. So they wait for it to mature into an adult before they release it into the mainland. Because their hind legs are very strong, they can kick any cat, and they can run up to 40 kilometers. That's right, they're very fast. And yeah, but on the islands, we have a lot of islands around New Zealand that are protecting native birds, and they've got rid of all the mammals like rats and dogs and cats off the islands, and they just put all the birds there. There's an island called Goats Island where a lot of native birds, and Little Barrier Island near Great Barrier is for the birds, and so on. So they protect the animals. Now the kiwi is a bird that was developing or turning into a mammal, believe it or not, because the kiwi has bone marrow in its legs. Now birds don't have bone marrow because that's how they fly, because they're light. Bone marrow is very heavy. It's a strange looking animal, but it's very cute. Now its ancestors, which are now extinct, is the moa. And the moa looks like an emu or an ostrich, but it's much bigger. So if I draw an emu here, an emu there, almost looks like a pink flamingo. And an ostrich, I think it's a little bigger than an emu, not sure. Ostrich and emu. Emu comes from Australia and ostrich comes from different parts of Africa. State me wrong if I'm wrong, but a moa is oh, it's mum. I'll go and get mummy. Hang on. Okay, where were we? That was Benna's mother. She wanted to speak to Benna and I had the door closed. But now, where were we? The moa is much bigger, and again, very big feet. And something like that. In fact, its feet aren't this long. They're quite short, but it's got a very long neck. So the moa has its beak. It stands roughly 3 meters high. meters high. So it's a big bird. So I'm 2 meters high, or nearly 2 meters high. And so if I draw myself here, I'm 2 meters. So you can see the size of the bird. It's very big. Now they went extinct in the 1400s, around about this time. It was extinct. Maybe they were all eaten. I'm not sure how they died, but I guess they were. But never mind. Things happen. It was almost 600 years ago. What's unique about the kiwi is its egg. It's big. It's a big egg. So if you had a chicken, draw a chicken here. Funny looking chicken. If we have a chicken here and it lays an egg, you can see the comparison to the bird. But to a kiwi, come to that. So this is an ostrich egg, which is very big, right? And a kiwi egg is that size. It grows the biggest egg for the size of the bird in the world. So if I draw an egg inside the kiwi, it's like this. That's the size of an egg inside a kiwi. I've seen one in an X-ray. I would like to show you pictures, but I don't want to get copyright infringement sent to me because I'm using someone else's pictures. So that's why I'm drawing these for you. Yeah, so they're very big eggs. I'm not sure how long a kiwi lives for, but they do live for a long time. And they look very cute when they're young, and they still look cute when they're bigger. Now, they come in various shapes and sizes because there's many different types of kiwis throughout the North Island. And they come in brown and sort of a light greyish brownish colour, and there's even been a white kiwi, believe it or not, and black ones. So there's different types, different regions of New Zealand. So there you go. Now the kiwi is highly respected for the Maori people, because when a kiwi dies, the kiwi is given to the whānau, which is the family, and they collect the feathers from it to make a cloak, and it's given to a tribal chief or the Maori queen, someone who's highly respected in the family or in the iwi, and they're handed down to generations to generations. And that's with all bird feathers. The kiwis aren't killed to make cloaks. They wait for the bird to die, of course. So if we put a cloak on me, a cloak is a piece of clothing which goes around the person, and it's just full of feathers. So I'm putting feathers on this one. And they have other things attached to them. So they're very, very beautiful cloaks. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. In fact, I learned something too about the kiwi, because I did a little bit of research about them. But anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful time. And if you haven't done this already, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done this already. And please hit the notification bell so next time when I upload, YouTube will notify you that I've got a new video online. Almost forgot, there's another bird called the asbins. And there were two types, and they were found in the North Island and the South Island. And they were half the size of the moa, and they are extinct as well. And they found bones where people had been eating fish and get it? Oh, my cat, she loves playing with pencils. Okay, her claws are very sharp, and they found these bones of the asbins amongst all the other bones. So they knew that it was part of their diet. But they're no longer there anymore. Another bird. But the moa had been found, parts like the foot part with its skin and everything still intact, found in a cave. So they could get the DNA off it and make another moa if they wanted to. But anyway, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye now.